ranking 10 of the scariest sounds recorded in space. Within space's endless expanse, scientists have leveraged technology to capture recordings or audible interpretations from the inner and outer reaches of our galaxy. Now, space doesn't carry sound like air on Earth does, but it does harbor plasma, gravitational, magnetic, and various other waves that can be used to turn non-acoustic data into audible sound. This data is converted through a process called sonification and brought to a range of human hearing. So while you're not hearing space directly, you're basically hearing its digital ghost. And today we're going to rank these sounds based on how creepy they are. NASA's Voyager 1 space probe captured readings of plasma waves, ionized gas, and vibration throughout interstellar space in its ongoing voyage. Interstellar space is the range outside of the area that's influenced by our sun. Plasma, although making up 99.9% of space, is the fourth state of matter beyond solid, liquid, and gas. The rising whistle-like pitch has this vast eeriness to it. It's almost reminiscent of something like a banshee howling in the wind. Combined with the fact that this data is outside of the reaches of our sun, and we're easily slotting into a higher spot on the ratings list. 710. NASA's InSight was designed to explore seismic activity, heat transport, and geodesy for the planet of Mars. On April 6, 2019, 128 days into the mission, these ground vibration readings were detected. The segment is categorized in three distinctive events: the winds of Mars, the seismic activity, and the robotic arm of InSight, moving to document the events. Mildly creepy due to the foreign nature of not knowing the winds and seismic activity on the Martian planet, but the converted data almost sounds underwater-esque, which for me brings the imagination to kind of a state of familiar ground. 410. Cassini was a collaborative effort between the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the European Space Agency, and the Italian Space Agency to study Saturn and its complex system of moons and rings. This data captures a substantial presence of plasma moving from Saturn to Enceladus, one of Saturn's 274 moons, captured just 2 weeks before Cassini went on its final journey, diving between Saturn's uppermost atmosphere and its innermost ring 22 times. During this, measuring precise data on gravitational and magnetic fields, determining exact data for the mass of Saturn's rings, and providing incredible up-close views of the planet just before disintegrating like a meteor would above the skies of Saturn. right, look at this. Cassini went on the voyage of a lifetime, okay? I might be a bit biased here. Almost like tormented souls under the consistent clicking of an unnatural metronome. Very unsettling with context towards Cassini's mission in mind, laying testament to the unpredictability and harshness that is planetary exploration. 8.5 out of 10. Juno is a NASA space probe designated to orbit Jupiter after its 5-year travel from Earth. Among a list of duties, Juno was designed to observe Jupiter's polar magnetosphere. Without this barrier, the planet's atmosphere would be stripped away. If something like this were to happen on Earth, we essentially would be overexposed to UV radiation from the sun and die. In the second portion of the audio, we hear bow shock, where these supersonic solar winds are heated and slowed by Jupiter's magnetosphere, causing dramatic shock waves and pressure changes. Knowing that Jupiter's magnetosphere is essentially protecting a hydrogen ocean riddled with lightning and hurricanes far bigger than our planet ups the unnerving factor here for me. Trying to conceptualize the magnitude of bow shock and just how gargantuan of an impact that is has me in awe of how the environment on Jupiter is even a thing. 610. Cassini once again makes an appearance in our list. Collected by the Radio and Plasma Wave Science Instrument, Cassini records being struck by particles from Saturn's ring. This one kind of hurt me a bit to rate low for a couple reasons. 1, we've become a Cassini fan. 2, this sounds like an excerpt from a noise or a power electronics song. I mean, it's like it's reminiscent of static or like rain hitting a microphone. There are regions in space that have such an intense gravitational field that no matter or radiation can escape them. We commonly refer to these as black holes. Due to the fact that black holes have such a profound influence on matter around them, no light can even survive. If you've looked at images of a black hole, what you see as light is caused by matter spinning around what is known as an accretion disk. Now 240 million light years away, there lies a black hole, hundreds of thousands to billions the mass of our sun. The acoustic waves that radiated from this phenomenon were transported via sonification, with this being the result. This sounds like a faint glimpse into the infinite void, consuming all matter that surrounds it. This sounds like what we would imagine the innermost reaches of a black hole would be. 810. Billions of years prior to the present, two black holes, reaching 30 times the mass of our sun, converged, causing rifts in space-time, sending gravitational waves to travel all the way to us on Earth. This event happened in fractions of a second, releasing 50 times more energy than all the stars in our observable universe. The data was received by the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, or LIGO for short. Within LIGO, laser technology is housed that can pick up disturbances in the fabric of space-time up to 1/10,000th of a proton. Okay, conceptually, it's riveting, right? Not only to think about the event of black holes colliding, but that we have the technology to pick up such a phenomenon occurring. That is cool. That is very cool. On an eerie or unsettling scale, this misses the mark entirely. 210. On August 27, 2016, Juno received radio signals from gigantic auroras occurring on Jupiter. These are special phenomena in the sense that, unlike Earth's auroras from the sun's solar winds, Jupiter's auroras are particles expelled from volcanoes on Io, one of Jupiter's moons. These particles are captured by Jupiter's magnetosphere and begin to rotate, causing the aurora lights to center on Jupiter's magnetic poles. This was the result. What in the extraterrestrial we are not alone anomaly is going on? So let me get this straight. So Juno is up there receiving high variance frequencies that are created due to volcanic explosions from one of 95 moons around Jupiter that then have their matter captured in a 1.2 billion kilometer magnet, condensing into these brilliant auroras. And it sounds like this. Yeah, that shit sends me. 910. 910. Are you gonna argue with a 910? Pulsars are spinning stars full of electrically charged particles, known as neutrons. These stars are extremely dense and compact remnants, resulting from much larger stars that have experienced an explosive supernova. The matter that you deal with within a pulsar is so condensed, a 24-kilometer wide pulsar contains more matter in it than our own sun. Neutron stars often spin at varying rotations per minute, and these spins combined with a magnetic field of electrically charged matter cause pulsars to emanate electromagnetic radiation and act as beacons of light within space. 18,000 light years from Earth, in the constellation Sagittarius, PSR J1748-2446 AD is the fastest spinning pulsar that we know of, clocking 42,960 revolutions per minute. It is potentially one of the fastest spinning pieces of matter in our known universe. In reviewing the electromagnetic waves that this pulsar emanates, scientists were able to generate the sound of a pulsar. Pulsars are so massively charged that they'll become their own demise, perpetually spinning, tearing pieces of themselves away. This pulsar in specific seems to be ripping through the cosmos. The sound supports this, but I'm more in awe, rather than in a perpetual state of discomfort. 410. The Rosetta is a space probe launched by the European Space Agency, set to observe the behavior of 67P, a 4.3 by 4.1 kilometer comet, originally from the Kuiper belt, which extends beyond the orbit of Neptune. Rosetta's magnetometer observed these readings from the comet and noticed an interesting pattern in the oscillations of its magnetic field, generating the following. Okay, first of all, variance really aids to the ominous nature of this sound. Envision the barren landscapes of 67P, emitting this from its magnetic field among the dead, cold infinite. But at this point, does it really compare to what we've listened to prior? 610. Shout out Jupiter's auroras for taking the top spot on the creepiness scale. And shout out you if you made it through the whole video. Let me know which sound was your favorite, and if you agree with my ratings or thought they were garbage. I really hope you didn't think that they were garbage. Throw me a little like and maybe a sub if you think I earned it. We're also doing some horror game streaming on Twitch. Oh God! Why? Am I dead? Did I just kill myself? Holy shit. Take that. Oh, what the f? Every Sunday. The link is in the description below. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace. What the f is Jupiter, fam?